Right, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. Honors to you brothers out there that's on the highways and the byways teaching this doctrine. Okay, the one true doctrine in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to you brothers out there that's listening and learning and supporting the ministry, in whatever capacity. And shalom to the few sisters as well. Right, so what I want to do is I want to go into this term ruddy, this term red, and how it's applied in the scriptures, and to get a better understanding of the word ruddy, the word red, as it reflects upon skin color. Okay, because the latest thing is these Edomites, these devils now want to say that our people, the Israelites, who predominantly are a people of color, a melanated people, we're the real red people apparently, and we're the Edomites, which is madness. Now what I'm going to show you in this video is that the term ruddy, okay, someone with melanin can be deemed ruddy, and so can someone without melanin. You gotta apply understanding, alright, and I'm gonna prove that. So when we go into the Hebrew scriptures, okay, the Bible, the word ruddy, okay, is used for 3 different Hebrew words or variations of a word, okay, H119, H122, H132. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to look at these words and gain an understanding, okay, and then you're going to understand why Esau was described as ruddy, but also King David was described as ruddy. Alright, but that doesn't mean that Esau looked exactly like King David, and vice versa. You got to understand the word and its connotations and what it means and how it is applied. Esau is an extreme version of the meaning of the word ruddy, i.e. he is a leper, and we're going to go into that. Okay, so let's begin. Now the word ruddy, first thing we're going to do, we're going to look it up in the English, which I have it here. The word ruddy, okay, says of a person's face having a healthy red color. Okay, red. Alright. Having a reddish color. Reddish. Okay. I.e. being rosy cheeked. Okay. Used as a euphemism for bloody. Make ruddy in color. Alright, so we know that the term ruddy, okay, has a relationship with the color red, or a reddish color. Okay, now when we go into, first thing we're going to go into H119, we're going to go through them. So which one is this? H119, you see here. Now it's described as, is used as dyed red 5 times, red 4 times, and ruddy once. When you go through the different meanings, it means to be red, ruddy, to be rubbed red, dyed red, reddened. Okay, because we had a culture in ancient times of actually having goat skins or skins of animals actually dyed red or scarlet, as you would say, to cause to show red. So if something shows a form of redness, it can also be ruddy, even if red is not the overall color. That's going to be key for you to understanding. To glare, to emit redness, to redden, to grow red, to look red. Okay, to show blood in face, flush or turn rosy. Okay, so to show blood in face. Now the only reason you would show blood in face, you were going to show a certain amount of blood in your face depending on 2 things. Depending on the amount of melanin that's in your skin, i.e. how transparent your skin is, and also dependent on the amount of blood at any one time which is flowing in your skin, or underneath your skin I should say, because your body has a whole vein and artery system which actually flows just underneath the surface of your skin. It's used, you know, to balance your body temperature. Okay, so when you're hot, when you're very hot, your body actually supplies more blood to the surface of your skin, and it acts like a cooling system. When you're cold, your body, you know, them arteries and veins, they constrict, reducing the blood that flows to the surface of your skin, therefore reducing the loss of heat through the flowing of blood in the skin. Now, if you study biology, you'd know about that. So that's why at different times, if you're a person who has a certain amount of translucentness to your skin, you're gonna be varying degrees of that redness showing, because the redness is coming from the blood. Okay, so we need to understand that. And what color is blood? Red. Okay, I mean, maybe I need to look that up because I don't know. Okay, well, I should say oxygenated blood is red. Oxygenated blood. Okay, it's very bright red too. This is the color of blood, oxygenated blood, which is the blood found in arteries. That's why veins tend to be bluish, because veins carry blood which is not oxygenated. Okay, alright, see, we're not just niggas. Alright, a lot of you people out there, that's why you so bogged out. Oh, how did he know that? We're not niggas, man. Okay, we're men of knowledge, man, because our God is a God of knowledge. Okay, and he raises us up in knowledge. So when you go into the scriptures, you'll see there's points where the scriptures speak about Exodus 25:5, and ram skins dyed red, and badger skins and shitting wood. So it was in our culture, we would actually dye ram skin the color red. Alright, again, and thou shalt make a covering for the tent of ram skins dyed red. Right, so we had ram skins which were dyed red. What color is that? This color. It's a strong red. Okay, red. Now let's go back. Say some other examples of it being used. Isaiah 1:18. Come now and let us reason together, saith the Lord. Though our sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be wool. Again, red like crimson. So it's letting you know how red it is as crimson in this scripture. So if we look up what crimson is, that's where you get the word crime. Okay. There you go. Crimson is a strong red color inclining to purple. Okay, alright, so that's why you gotta search these scriptures, man. So we see there, that's Isaiah 18, and the same Hebrew word is used there. Okay, the shield of his mighty men is made red, the valiant men are in scarlet. Okay, you see, now that's that particular usage of it, dyed red, ruddy. Okay, now let's go to H, and this is where we're gonna get the whole deal. Well, really, when we get to this one. Alright, Genesis 25. This is where we're gonna this is where we want to get to, but I'm going through everything so we get the full understanding. This is Genesis 25:30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Okay, Edom. And if you look here, Adawam. Alright, that's what this is. Red. from H122, red. Alright. Alright. Let's go back. Now, Numbers 19:2. This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord hath commanded, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring thee a red heifer without spot, where is no blemish, and upon which neither came yoke. Now, we're going to have to start having an understanding of this word. Because remember, when we looked up the word ruddy of man, horse, heifer, garment, water, or lentils. Now, we already showed what ruddy is. It has to show up some form of redness. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look up a ruddy cow, and you're going to see something. That a ruddy cow is not red like crimson. Ruddy cow, ruddy duck, you know, it's all the same. Did it automatically do it? Hold on, I can't see that bit. Ruddy cow. Because a heifer is a cow, okay? Now, what you're going to see is a red heifer is brown. I had to do it. Okay, come on, man. Where is this? Let's go back. Right? This is a red heifer. This is a ruddy duck, ruddy cow, ruddy horse. Now, the reason it's called ruddy is because the type of brown it is, right, exhibits a form of redness. It has an underlying tone of red. It's not like dark brown. See, like this. This is a brown and it has an underlying red tone if you understand colors or palette. That's why it's called ruddy. Again, what does the term ruddy mean? It has to have a reddish color. It has to show forth some form of redness. So that cow is brown, but it also has redness. That's just why it's called ruddy. And this is going to bring you into the true understanding of how you apply ruddiness to complexion. Okay? Or redness to complexion. So we know that a red cow overall is brown, but it's called ruddy because the brown it has exhibits or has a redness to it. Redness, okay? So that's why you got Numbers 19:2. It mentions about the red heifer. You got ruddy animals. If you different type, like a ruddy duck. And that's where people are going to get stumped. But because they don't understand what the actual word ruddy means. Yeah? The brown, see that? See that brown there? That brown has red undertones. Red undertones to it. Can you see it? It has a red undertone. Undertone of redness. That's why it's called ruddy. Alright? Remember that. Okay, see where it's, here we go. 2 Kings 3:22. Because here we see a red heifer is brown with a red overtone. But check this out again. The same Hebrew word, 2 Kings 3:22. And they rose up early in the morning, and the sun shone upon the water, and the Moabites saw the water on the other side as red as blood. What color is blood? It's a pure red. So we understand that the term ruddy, or this particular Hebrew word, represents a redness, but it can be a complete redness or a red undertone. Are we getting that understanding? Let's move on. In fact, for Isaiah 63:2, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. Wine fat is the blood of the grape. Now you only get two types of grapes, red grapes and white grapes, which is clear. Red grape juice. The juice of when you're treading out those red grapes. Man, can I get in? Oh, that's shopping. You see that? Do you see it? So this is a form of ruddy too. Alright, so let's keep going now. Let's keep going. We're going to get to what we really wanted to get to. So we got Genesis 25:25 here. This is H132, red ruddy of Esau as an infant. Okay, now let's look. Genesis 25:25, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Now what type of hairy garment did he resemble? Because it ain't saying that the baby came out hairy. It's saying he came out red all over his body like an hairy garment. Now we already showed you what Israel used to do. They dyed ram skins red. So Esau came out red to the same redness as those skins they used to dye red. Crimson. Now we go to 1 Samuel 16:12. It says, and he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy, and withal of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to. And the Lord said, arise, anoint him, for this is he. So King David here is being described as ruddy. Does that mean that King David was a leper? Does that mean that King David was like Esau? No. King David was like the heifer. I'm going to show you. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and of a fair countenance. Now, let me tell you something. Do you not know that still to this day, right, light-skinned so-called Negroes are termed to be red or ruddy? Why? Because it's also known as a red bone. Because even though they're melanated and they're brown, they have red undertones. Okay, and I'm going to show you that. A red bone, a light-skinned female or male mixed with black and another race. She doesn't look full back, she must be a red bone. Meaning they're just lighter skin. Like, for instance, myself. When I was growing up in the islands, they would call me a red-skinned boy. You know? Or they say a yellow or a red-skinned boy. Why would they call me a redskin? Because at times the redness shows through, because I'm not that melanated, but I am still brown. Okay, that was like King David. And another thing, ruddy is also associated with being youthful, because pretty much everyone, even no matter how melanated you are, you're born ruddy, meaning you're born showing forth a certain amount of redness, because you are not your melanin hasn't fully developed in your skin yet. Okay, like if anyone's had children, if you've had sons or daughters, man, when they're newborn, they don't come out the same color as they're gonna be when they're grown. That's why there's a saying on the islands. It said, hey boy, you know, see, you know, lose your mother color yet. Translation, what they say is, you haven't lost the color of your mother, meaning you're still youthful, meaning you ain't been on the earth long enough to reach your full darkness. And that's a fact. Like my dad, if you see my dad is straight dark, you know what I mean, dark. But my grandmother, my granddad, they got pictures. Basically, he never really turned to his full darkness till he was around 16, 17. Before that, he was so-called light skin or red or ruddy. Okay, then he started turning darker and darker and darker. So that's why another connotation of the word ruddy is youthful, which is why Goliath mentioned it. He said this guy's but a youth and ruddy. This guy ruddy, man. That's another. That's what they say in the islands. You know, they say the boy not lose their mother color yet. and of a fair countenance, meaning he was also good looking. So that's all it is, and it's the same thing. If you look up ruddy complexion, Esau has a ruddy complexion because he has an extreme ruddy complexion. But so does, let me show you him. He has a ruddy complexion, but he does have melanin. Yeah, he's known as a red. But you see, look, this guy's saying that Esau and David, they were more likely to say, no, they weren't the same complexion. There's varying degrees of being ruddy. This is an extreme form of ruddy right here. See this girl here? She is ruddy as hell. She's ruddy like a garment which is dyed red. Okay, and I'll show you that. Newborn baby. When these Edomite babies come out the womb, they come out red. And I mean ready. I want to show you, see if they got an image of one coming fresh out the womb. Look at that. Oh man. You see? Now, a so-called black man or baby, normal baby, they won't come out that red. But because Esau has a complete lack of melanin, he comes out red, as the scripture saith, like a garment, like a hairy garment, like the garments which were dyed red. Okay? That's how ruddy Esau was. Esau was an extreme form of ruddy. King David was also ruddy, but he was a ruddy meaning he was a man of color with red undertones, i.e. a red bone. What you call a red bone today. Okay? So you Edomites ain't getting away with it. The scriptures, you trying to bring the scriptures out, and the very same scriptures you're using cuts you, man. Alright? So let's show you that again. Esau came out red, ruddy, which means to have red undertone, because the redness isn't actually the skin color. Your skin is not red. The redness is coming from the blood which is below the skin. Do I need to skin biology? Okay. See if they give you, they should show you up. Okay, here we go. This is how your skin works. Skin surface. Okay, this is your skin cells on the surface. Now on the surface of your skin, these cells, if they have melanin, they become more opaque. If the less melanin you have, the more transparent your skin becomes. Yeah? Yeah, are we getting that? You getting that? So only people who have melanin actually have a skin color. If you don't have any melanin, i.e. albino, you don't have a skin color. What you see is what is below the surface of your skin. Okay? Which what you get is a fatty layer, which is where you get the whitish, yellowish color comes from the fatty layer that's below your skin, and the vein, the color of the blood which is flowing underneath. The more blood is flowing, the more redness will show if your skin is translucent. The less blood is showing, the less redness will show, the more of the so-called whiteness or yellowish whitishness of the fat which is below your skin. It's basic biology. Which is why at times Edomites can look very red, or they can look very pale and whitish. It's not because their skin is white, it's because of the fat which is below the surface. Adipose fat. That's what you're seeing. That's why when you cut, even a so-called black person, if you have a flash cut over your skin, the first thing you see before you see the red, you see whitishness. That's the fatty layer that's below your skin. Okay, we know what the hell we're talking about, man. That's why we say, Esau, you're not white. Okay, the scriptures call you a ruddy man, meaning the redness shows forth through your skin. Alright, now David was ruddy as well, but he wasn't ruddy like you. Okay, let me show you something. Dyed red garment. You came out like a garment which was dyed red, man. Alright? That's what they thought when they saw you. Like, damn, this guy's look red like one of them garments I got in the back. Cause that baby came out red as hell. Where's the picture of that baby? What'd I do with that picture? Red! Ah! Crying his eyes out, red as hell. Okay, now so-called I have to put the word black in because that's what's gonna bring it up. A so-called black newborn that comes fresh out. Let's see if they got an image of a. Look, you see that? They come out ruddy, but not as because they still have a little bit of melanin in them. But they're gonna get darker and darker as time goes on. See? That's a newborn right there. See that newborn there? They got melanin, but I guarantee you today they're darker than this picture. Because they get out in the sun hits them. Over the years they get darker. They produce more melanin. Okay, hey, when my daughter came out, she damn near was yellow as hell. She was yellow. But now she's as dark as I am, and she's darker. Because when the sun comes out, she goes as dark as her mother, man. She's darker than me. But when she came out Chinesey. Yellow. See that? That's a newborn. You see? Now you can see some redness, but you can also see that it's melanated, especially around the ears. But Edomites are red all over when they come out. It's a fact. It's a fact. They're just red. Look at that. Everywhere is red. Look at. I need to get in on this image. Look. Look at that. Oh my. Red all over the ears. Everything. Red. Like a dyed garment. There's not one dark spot on this child. Not one speck of melanin. Alright? So hopefully you've got an understanding now of why King David was referred to as being ruddy. Because ruddy means to show a red undertone, and even a person of color can show a red undertone. But Esau is not a person of color. He's an extreme version of ruddiness, as a garment dyed red. Ruddy can also represent youthfulness, because a youthful person tends to have a redder undertone because they haven't been around that long. They haven't got darker and darker over the years. That's why also ruddiness can also have a connotation of beauty, youthful beauty. You understand? You have to know words, you have to understand language, you have to understand how they are used and how they are applied, man. So you Edomites have failed. You're through. Okay? You Edomite, you so-called white people, to the majority of you, you are the Edomites. You bear the mark of an Edomite, not only in the flesh but in the spirit. You fulfill the prophecies of being the Edomites. Okay? You are the Esau, you are the father. as that rat Maury would say. Okay? So you trying to say that we're Edomites? No, we're not the red people. You are the red. You're the extremely red people. You are as red. I'm gonna read it again, because you guys act like you can't read. You claim English, but you act like you can't read. I'm gonna read it again. And the first came out red, which is ruddy, meaning having a redness, a red undertone of the blood, all over. Okay, meaning not even your ears. There was nothing on you that was melanated. All over like a hairy garment. And we already showed you what hairy garment they were talking about. The ram skins dyed red. Alright? Alright, so you through, man. You through. Like I said, don't look, man. You ain't gonna stop this. Okay? We know what the hell we're talking about, because the spirit of truth is dealing with us. It ain't dealing with you Edomites, man. Coming up on the comment board, think you got us. You ain't got shit, man. We already brought out King David was ruddy years ago. Okay, but that don't mean King David and Esau look the same. King David was not red all over like a hairy garment. Okay, So with that, I'm going to say Shalom.